From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Thursday, December 6th, 2018. Silver is trading at $14.40 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,238 per ounce. Zen is trading at $5, and the average price of Bitcoin is $3,770. Antiwar.com reports a bipartisan bill has been introduced into the Senate on Wednesday, which would, among other things, declare the Senate's general belief that Saudi Crown Prince was in control of the security forces at the time of Jamal Khashoggi's murder, and by extension, complicit in that murder. The resolution was offered by Senators Lindsey Graham, Marco Rubio, Todd Young, Dianne Feinstein, Ed Markey, and Chris Coons. Graham says he believes the Senate has to make a statement to try to make a Saudi relationship that's sustainable. The bill condemns the Khashoggi murder, expresses a high level of confidence in the prince's involvement, and makes a non-binding call for both the U.S. and international community to hold him accountable. In addition, the bill calls on the Saudis to negotiate a peace deal in Yemen, a settlement to their dispute with Qatar, and to immediately release a number of detained political prisoners. Zencash has changed their name to Horizon to better represent their transition from a cryptocurrency to a pioneering platform that protects consumer data. They're working towards the day when anyone will be able to build privacy-based applications on the Horizon platform and generate income from them. This will allow Horizon to bring thousands of real-life services to the community. Services that provide freedom, utility, and privacy. HORIZEN.global. UPI reports Wisconsin's Republican majority legislators voted to curtail the powers of their incoming Democratic governor on Wednesday. In an all-night session, the Republican-led Senate and Assembly voted to limit early voting and diminish the powers of Governor-elect Tony Evers. The legislation will hamper Wisconsin's withdrawal from a multi-state lawsuit seeking to overturn the Affordable Care Act. It also gives state lawmakers more power over the state's Economic Development Agency, which Evers has suggested eliminating. Another part of the bill makes it harder for Evers to alter some laws passed by the Republican-led legislatures, including the state's voter identification law. Republican Governor Scott Walker said he plans to sign the bill before he leaves office January 7th. The overnight session produced a 141-page bill after numerous delays and discussions behind closed doors. Democrats decried the concept of an outgoing administration intentionally handcuffing an incoming government. Senate Democratic leader Jennifer Schilling said, "We've had 132 legislators milling around this building for a day and night and morning." The Senate also approved more than 80 of Walker's appointments to various state agencies, with Democrats noting that most of them had not had public hearings. The legislation limits early voting to 2 weeks, puts the legislature in charge of litigation, including a suit to overturn the Affordable Care Act, eliminates the Solicitor General's office, which oversees litigation, and requires the governor to obtain legislative approval to ban guns at the state capitol, a topic of Evers' gubernatorial campaign. Born into a devastating world and raised among the crowd, the Cloudwalker assumes a new identity and begins the unrelenting quest for truth. In this epic journey, he discovers dark secrets about aspects of his previous life that he once trusted. Through the Journal of the Cloudwalker, he shares both the traumatic hardships and the eternal beauties of his experiences. Fueled in the beginning by his unsettling thoughts and emotions, he learns how to find peace with everything he has woken up to. Dear Society by the Cloudwalker is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. Reuters reports the likely incoming Democratic chairman of the congressional panel overseeing the U.S. Census said on Tuesday he aims to pressure the Trump administration into removing a question about citizenship from the 2020 Census questionnaire. Representative Gerald Conley said that when Democrats assume leadership of the House of Representatives in January, they plan to call Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross to testify about the citizenship question, which has spurred criticism and lawsuits. Conley told Reuters in an interview that Ross earlier lied to Congress about why the question was added to the census, adding it's not too late, we have until June before the forms are finalized. Evidence produced by the committee could also be cited by courts investigating the matter. Ross announced the citizenship question in March, billing it as a way to help enforce the Voting Rights Act, which requires a tally of citizens of voting age to protect minorities against discrimination. Critics have said the question could depress the response to the census from immigrants who often live in Democratic-leaning areas. If undercounted, areas with high immigrant populations could lose seats in the House of Representatives. Conley and Representative Elijah Cummings, likely chairman of the Full Oversight Committee, earlier this year questioned Ross's contention that the Commerce Department added the citizenship question at the request of the DOJ, saying court documents indicated Commerce initiated the idea. This has been FPP Radio News, online at FPPRadio.com.